A question I am oh so familiar with here at the CMSHQ is, Melissa, how do I deal with my insert messy person's name here? Brother, sister, mother, father, cousin, aunt, uncle, son, daughter, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, roommate, whatever. I know some of you guys live with messy people and it is challenging. So this week I'm going to give you some handy strategies on how to live with a messy person. And just before we get started, a quick reminder to subscribe to the Clean My Space channel. Since we're all adults here, I'd like to start off this conversation by addressing communication strategies. Now, you, probably being the neat person, have to keep in mind that the person who you think is the messy person probably thinks that you are too overly neat. So you guys have to come up with some good communication strategies so that you can meet in the middle and both be happy. We'll kick off this conversation about communication by just remembering that nobody really likes being nagged or yelled at on a regular basis. So when you are communicating with the messy person, remember to treat them with respect and dignity and communicate with them in a clear and fair way. Because some people don't like living with a messy person, but nobody likes living with a nag. When you broach the subject of tidying a messy space with said messy person, remember to focus on the benefits of a tidy space as opposed to all of the reasons why living in a messy space is bad. Because if you start attacking the person, that's gonna lead to problems. Whereas if you just focus on the issue at hand, you'll both be much quicker to find a resolution. Understand the other person's point of view. You've got to remember that while you see said person as a very messy person, they see you as a very clean person. So when you are sitting and chatting with them, just remember they've got their own objectives just as you have yours. Just because somebody is messy doesn't mean that they're bad or wrong or stupid. It means that they're a human, just like someone is funny or smart or silly. They can also be messy. And you, my neat friend, you have to accept that, just like they have to accept that you're super neat. What you're trying to do is get them to meet you in the middle. So remember, you're not going to change them, you're just going to get them to meet you. You want to start off by having a discussion about creating a to-do list. And what I always recommend, and you guys who've been watching our videos for a long time, you know this, we talk about our most important areas, or our MIAs. Even your messy person is gonna have something that they really want to see clean. Trust me, it is not worth asking a messy person to get a place they hate cleaning absolutely spotless. Never gonna happen. All right, you and the messy person, you've sat down, you've got your list going, you're being nice to each other, you're trying to find a way to compromise, but you gotta remember when you are having this negotiation, it's important to be reasonable with your expectations. Just like it wouldn't be reasonable or acceptable for somebody to start a diet and expect to lose weight 3 days later, it's also not reasonable to expect a really messy a messy person to reform their ways immediately and become clean and perfect and live in a pristine space. So when you are coming together to make this decision about who's gonna clean what, don't expect them to be perfect at the beginning. And even if they're doing 10%, it's better than the 0% they were doing before, and hopefully they'll wanna work their way up to 20 or 30 because you're giving them such awesome feedback. If you wanna look like a benevolent, generous rock star when you're having this conversation, why not offer up your messy friend their very own messy zone, whatever you guys decide it might be, whether it's a bedroom, a closet, some containers, a storage area in the space. But that also means that they have to throw you a bone, and when you want your areas to be kept clean, they have to hold up their end of the bargain as well. Like any good parenting book, not that I know from experience, but I do know that it is important when you're trying to establish a new behavior to motivate, encourage, and reward the person who is trying to reform. It's important that when someone does a great job, you give them a pat on the back and encourage them to keep going. That way they will keep going and they'll feel good about the efforts that they're putting in. Because remember, they don't like cleaning. They don't want to be doing what they're doing. So they need all the positive reinforcement they can get. A movie, dinner, cook for them, whatever you can do to get them to keep up the good work, it's a good thing. There are a few overarching principles that we've covered in this video that I just want to touch upon before we wrap things up. Keep in mind that a messy person is a messy person the same way a neat person is a neat person. We all are the way we are, and it's not about changing, it's about accepting and finding ways to live together harmoniously so that you can both be happy. This week's comment question is, when you were watching this video and hearing everything that I said, Who in your life came to mind? Was it a parent, a sibling, a spouse, a boyfriend and girlfriend, a roommate? Let me know in the comments down below. And also, let me know what strategies have worked for you when living with a super messy or a super neat person. If you want to see what I'm up to during the rest of the week, aside from giving cleaning life advice, you can find me on Instagram. I'm at Melissa Maker. I am also using Snapchat now with the same handle, at Melissa Maker. The guy who definitely has a lot of conversations with me about how difficult it is to live with such a neat person. He is at the Chad Reynolds, and we are at Clean My Space. There's a button down there that lets me know you care, so click it if you liked this video, and click this button right here to subscribe and begin your journey to a cleaner life. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Well, it's that special time of the week where I get to throw you to a couple of other videos I think you're going to love. And because we're talking about how to make cleaning a little bit easier, especially for someone who might not be so familiar with cleaning, I thought it would be great to show them the Clean With Me videos. Over here we have Clean With Me Kitchen Routine, which uses my wonderful 3-wave cleaning system. And we also have Clean With Me Living Room, which will help somebody clean a general shared space quickly and effectively, also using our 3-wave system. Remember, you can find us online at cleanmyspace.com, where you can sign up for our newsletter, The Dirty Dish. Thanks so much, guys, and I'll see you next week.